Kazakhstan, supporting interreligious peace and multi-ethnic harmony. Members of diverse societies and communities who live side by side with each other and work together pick up the best qualities from each other and achieve high grounds of morality and goodness. Abay, 19th century Kazakh poet and enlightener. The Republic of Kazakhstan, hosting over 130 ethnicities and 40 religious confessions, is one of the few states in the post-Soviet area which has avoided the scenario of balkanization and inter-ethnic conflicts. Upon his visit to Kazakhstan, the first Vice President of the European Parliament, Mr. Alejo Vidal-Quadras, said, "People of the widest possible ethnic origins and faiths live in peace and harmony in Kazakhstan. They speak the widest range of languages, with the widest range of origins, tastes, feelings, memories and habits. Despite this rich and colorful variety, without any exception, feel that they are citizens of one and the same country, members of one nation." What does it take for a young nation of such ethnic and religious diversity to live in peace and harmony? Undoubtedly, the answer to this question is in many ways linked to the activity of the President of Kazakhstan, Nursultan Nazarbayev, who in 1995 initiated the idea of creating a so-called infrastructure of friendship, the Assembly of People of Kazakhstan. Under the constitutional reform of 2007, the status and authority of the Assembly was considerably strengthened. Today, 9 Assembly members have permanent seats in the lower chamber of the Parliament of Kazakhstan. All legislative acts adopted by the Parliament undergo additional scrutiny for their compliance with the criteria of inter-ethnic understanding, tolerance and equality. On October 20th, 2008, the President signed the law on the Assembly of the People of Kazakhstan. This was a recognition of the great role of the Assembly in preserving peace and concord in the country. This unique law has no parallels anywhere else in the world and will be very important for the future of this nation. The leadership vision, with an array of exceptional international events initiated and hosted by the country, has propelled Kazakhstan to the forefront of promotion of interreligious reconciliation and inter-ethnic harmony in the global arena. Particularly for this purpose, the Palace of Peace and Reconciliation, designed by British architect Lord Norman Foster, was built in Astana in record time, just 1 year, to welcome the Second Congress of Leaders of the World and Traditional Religions. The Congress was a major contribution by Kazakhstan to the international process of intercultural and interreligious dialogue, where its representatives get together not just to talk, but also to listen to each other and speak the common language of rational and peaceful coexistence. Taking note of Kazakhstan's interreligious initiative, on November 12, 2004, the UN General Assembly adopted the resolution on the promotion of interreligious dialogue. By adopting this resolution, the community of nations has expressed support for Kazakhstan's effort to promote the culture of peace and dialogue among civilizations. The third Congress is to be held in Astana in July 2009. The topic of the plenary session of the Congress is proposed to be the role of religious leaders in building a tolerant world in conditions of globalization. Kazakhstan played the role of a bridge connecting East and West, hosting the Foreign Ministerial Conference in Astana, Common World, Progress Through Diversity, on October 17, 2008. The event was attended by foreign ministers and other official representatives of more than 65 countries and international organizations. The topics addressed and vividly discussed at the conference were the ways of deepening of understanding between the Muslim world and the West, sources of Islamophobia, xenophobia and Westernophobia, as well as issues of media activity on these problems, The conference was concluded with the adoption of the Astana Declaration, calling for unity on the basis of diversity. Kazakhstan will chair the Organization for Cooperation and Security in Europe. The three dimensions of its activity allow equal consideration to be given to political and military issues, economic development and environmental protection, as well as to human rights. Astana believes that the human dimension is fundamental in the OSCE's work and considers it to be one of the most important pillars of its future role as the organization's political leader. Kazakhstan supported the establishment of 3 personal representatives of the chairman in office on religious tolerance, for anti-Semitism, Muslims, and for Christians and other religions. Kazakhstan is planning to use its own successful experience as a unique opportunity to place on the OSCE agenda issues for securing peace and stability in the CIS, particularly in the Central Asian region, as well as for continuing the cooperative efforts of member states in the fight against all forms of discrimination. Internal and external policies go hand in hand. If all is not well in your own house, you have no moral right to ask your neighbors to behave. On the contrary, when you realize how hard it is to preserve the peace and harmony that you have achieved, it makes you anxious to protect them from any external disturbing factors. Nursultan Nazarbayev, President of the Republic of Kazakhstan.